Woohoo! Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Episode
Hello.
14. Yeah,
Episode 14.
what's it? 4 and 4 is 8. Nearly 3 months. Nearly 3 months. And yes, even today being Sunday, at least we're looking a little bit happier because we're not going to work tomorrow, because tomorrow is Cambodian Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to Cambodia. So we're really yeah, welcome everybody else. Niels is like on a singular status there. What's up, bro?
Yeah, we have a guest over, and Yolandi is keeping our guest company.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've got
Enjoy
a
the
guest.
guest.
There's someone there.
Such.
Oh.
Sophia and Divan. So what's the week been like?
Oh,
Very cool.
that's been chilled,
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
not today.
luckily we only had the kids this week, so next week they're on holiday, so we have the week for ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
term
they
break
have
and
school,
Monday.
the week for ourselves.
Speak for
And where
yourself.
about you guys?
Speak for yourself. Secondary students do not have a term break yet.
Yeah.
But they don't work as hard as the primary.
Oh, is that the reason?
Yes, they don't.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, well, most of our stuff is sort of like got logos over it. I can actually take our logo off there a bit so you can actually see my. There we go, our little Independence Day thing
Awesome.
over there. And we've got the Motley Mix at the bottom. There's our email, guys and ladies and gents. If there's anything that you would like chatted about, discussed, or anything like that. We're definitely running out of Cambodian subjects at the moment. And then we can actually just chat about our week, our way, and our world. It does pull and tug on the old strings, but otherwise, please do drop us an email at motlymix2020@gmail.com and let us know if there's anything that you would like to chat about, or if there's somebody interesting that you have that can come into the show and tell us about something, what's happening and what be going on. But otherwise, yes, last week we spoke about the water festival that we were off for 5 days, but it was like, I think it was Coronation Day and 3 days water festival, and then we ended up with the Monday off as well, and this week we end up with Monday off as well because it is Independence Day tomorrow.
Yes, so we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about how Cambodia got their independence from France in a moment. So Sophia, you are from Cambodia, and you celebrate Independence Day. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay.
Nothing like being put on the spot, hey, Superior. Here we go.
Okay, go.
Okay. Every year, Cambodia always celebrate the monument, Independence Monument. Like for that celebration, it normally they celebrate it. It's take place at in the monument Independence, or at the royal, in front of the royal palace. Yeah, like you said, that is the long the way of Narodam Boulevard, and then you can see the big statue that we call Independence Monument. That we normally they to see the some of you gonna wonder why you see so many bunch of flower and they put on the
Stage.
yeah on the stage. So that all they put in order to dedicate to the like we call that to all the people that they pass away, that they pray to have they pray to have Cambodia get from the war, and especially to dedicate to the King Honorodom Sihanouk, that he's the main person that can have that get the freedom from France. And and inside
Inside of the monument.
inside in the monument, we can see the black pot that they put in the middle, and normally in the morning around 8 o'clock, all the leader and the representative of organization and the public department, that a student and everyone from everyone from the government, that they have to participate and wait for the King of Cambodia came to put to see that he hold that we call fire, that we call that is the fire he put inside that golden pot in order to remind that our Cambodia get the freedom from the front. And after the king put the fire already, and just we all together go to in front of the royal palace, and we gonna the king he's going to stand on he's going to stay up from the royal palace, and he's just mentioned the history of how he get the independence from France to all of everyone, especially to the young generation, that they came to join, and then they came to join in order to let them know how the king can get the freedom from France. Yeah, and after his speech, you can say that after the king's speech already, we also organize some military and the ministry of some of the ministry in Cambodia, that they work there to show the people, to show everyone that about to show the culture of we celebrate the Independence Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the end, we have many balloons. We also can see the king, that they everyone, not just the king, he like the balloon. They release the balloon, a lot of balloon, like to show that we get the freedom. Yeah, this one. Everyone they have the balloon.
That looks very nice.
Yeah.
That's very pretty.
It's like lanterns, but it's
Yeah.
balloons.
Just let balloons gone and to show that we all get the freedom from France, and really that we really happy that we can get that freedom from France, because during that we were in control of France for almost 10 years.
Mm.
It like we have no freedom. We just under control of France, so they can just like they are really communist.
Communist.
Yeah, communist, because they are really communist. We like a slave, that we even it just our country, but we cannot decide to do anything. Everything just the friend have to decide. Or you have to just you don't have to go to study. You're not allowed to have to go to study. That
That's wrong.
yeah. Like, it's really like can say that it really
You have a
sad.
slight echo on your voice, Lydia.
Slight echo.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Continue talking.
Yeah. Like just it's really like that for me, since I study that history, and really like my heart a little bit like really hurt that we have no right to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all that I have known about the celebration of Independence Day.
Good.
Okay, yeah, very nice.
All right.
Okay, so let's take a look and see. Independence Day of Cambodia. What's the whole story and the whole toot about it? It's a national holiday, as we all know, as Sophia's just been telling us about all of the intricacies that go into it, because I don't have the details, as Sophia's just given us all the details on the fire lighting and the balloon listening there. But it's observed annually on the 9th of November, and it celebrates Cambodia's declaration of independence from France on the 9th of November 1953. So basically, Cambodia was a subsidiary of France, strangely enough, because I know a lot of us, a lot of people like think, well, USA, whatever, Britain, etc., because the Vietnam War, there's still a lot of unexploded landmines and bombs and things through here. So like everyone goes like, where did the French fall out? And actually, the French were here first, and yes, on the 9th of November 1953, they were able to get independence from the French.
Yeah.
And the celebrations are mostly held in Phnom Penh, although there are some celebrations in many provinces. But Phnom Penh, as Niels was showing, has got the Statue of Independence up there that Sophia was talking about, where I think they do the fire lighting there as well, where they light it.
Yeah.
In the top there, yeah. So basically, a little bit of history behind it is France started controlling Cambodia in 1863. And after being colonized around 80 years, King Norodom Sihanouk began claiming independence from France in 1949. And in 1953 was successful to gain their independence, and France agreed to decolonize the whole country. And due to the accomplishment, Cambodian citizens viewed him as the father of independence, which depicts that he was the hero of the country, and he helped make the country develop rapidly. So yes, the country did actually get its independence in 1953 under the guidance or the leadership of King Norodom Sihanouk. It is just unfortunate the Khmer Rouge, and we will talk about that later. That came when the country was independent already. It was not an independence war that sometimes many people are looking at and think about as such. Just celebration. Every year, Independence Day is a very special and happy day for the whole nation. which I think over here they still sort of hold it pretty dear to the heart, and it's not just another day to drink and party, but they're still pretty dear about it. It portrayed the Khmer success over colonization. Celebrated in many places around the country, and absolutely crucial one takes place at the Independence Monument. Definitely so. I mean, that's what it's there for. That monument that Niels had up on the screen earlier was the Independence Monument. On the day that all the leaders and representatives of the state organizations and public departments must participate and celebrate the formal ceremony in the morning. Usually the roads around the Independence Monument are closed to provide the space for the ceremony, so don't go anywhere tomorrow. If you're in Cambodia, do not go anywhere, please.
Stay home.
Stay
Yeah.
home.
Because the roads are a chaos as it is. When they close them, it is a show.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So usually the roads are closed. Yeah, monuments are closed to provide the space for the ceremony. Yeah, the whole ceremony is broadcast on national television and radio. Other channels are also broadcasted from the national TV. Therefore, the people around the country can watch it. I don't know if there's anything online or whatever. We wouldn't be able to do any live broadcasting tomorrow. We could probably try if anybody found a channel or something to that effect that we could actually do so. We could
Andre's
maybe
gonna
do a
wake up
bit of
super
live.
early tomorrow morning.
What?
Andre's gonna wake up super early tomorrow morning on an off day.
For me? No, not a chance. Niels, how's it look like with streaming there, brother? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so lastly, every state palace is decorated with some slogans related to the independence of Cambodia. And the lights at night, there is a fireworks in the it's Chateaumouk River.
Yeah.
Where's the Chateaumouk River, Sophia?
Yeah, check the map.
Well,
It's
That is
like
the
in front of the Royal Palace.
Oh, it's just outside the Royal Palace, okay?
Yeah.
All of the next line, sorry, located in front of the Royal Palace. Okay, and then because it is the holiday, there are a lot of people going out to see that event in the front of the Royal Palace. And Troy, Changba area, that's where.
Yeah, that's
hey, that's
very,
by you.
We're in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get some
Opposite
nice
the Royal
pictures
Palace, except we
tomorrow.
don't stay opposite the Royal Palace. We like a little bit away, it's close to the Royal Palace. So basically, in a nutshell, Independence Day, 9th of November 1953 is when King Sihanouk, Norodom Sihanouk, was able to get the independence from France, which he had been but which he had been probably negotiating for since 1949. And they were colonized by France for 80 years before that.
Yeah.
And 1953, so yeah, it's quite a way. It's quite a way. So that's what we're looking at. And then we have the wonderful different celebrations going on in our Independence Day. I wonder if we will be able to see the fireworks from our balcony. We could just like try and lean over and look over the
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, depending on where they do it. But
Wow.
yeah, otherwise, we're pretty cool with it as such. But, yeah, otherwise, yeah, does anyone have plans for tomorrow, Independence Day?
I'm gonna stay independent at home.
Yeah. I mean,
Unfortunately, someone has to go to work.
Yeah, that's a good idea because then you can avoid all that traffic because whenever there's a celebration in Cambodia or in Phnom Penh, traffic is chaos, really chaos.
That's crazy.
Anyway, it is just people and people and people.
Yeah, no. I always say, look, in South Africa, the traffic, they drive arrogantly there. Cambodia, I think they drive ignorantly, yeah, because like life is just another breeze.
They just drive.
There is no road rage. Hoot, hoot, shove, la, la, and it's like, yes, I'm turning in front of you. Yes, you were coming at a high speed. Yes, I'm still turning in front of you. It's good.
Ignorance.
Yeah. So yeah, strangely, there's no such thing as road rage around here. So
Only for the foreigners driving. They're the only
Like
ones that
always.
have road rage.
Yeah, like always, organized chaos. that's definitely organized chaos.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, everybody drives, and if somebody turns in front of you, the next person might just brakes and stop so that you can go, or whoever is turning in front of you go, and then you carry on again on your merry way. So yeah, organized chaos.
Madagascar penguins. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, but it's interesting. Something else to experience.
So
Yeah.
that's an interesting way of putting it. It's interesting.
One thing for sure is I will never drive in Cambodia. There is no ways. No.
You can give it a go.
It's just not going to. It's not going to work for me. It's not
You
going.
can give it a go.
I think I'll just lose it.
Ina, you going to that?
No control over the traffic here. So yeah, no driving for me in Cambodia. I'll not catch a tuk-tuk.
Ina, are you going to one day? Are you going to this with my bike together? I'm going to drive, and then you are your passenger.
She'll lift you.
But did you know that I will smack you from behind if you don't drive properly?
You do know that she's not a very good passenger, huh?
No, I'm a backseat driver.
Turn left.
It's like,
Turn right. Now we see why Andre got rid of his bike. Now we know the actual reason why Andre got rid of the bike.
No.
My nerves.
Now I will tell you how to drive, so are you sure you want me to be on the back of your bike? You might just see my hands reach from behind to help you drive that bike of yours.
And Niels, what's your guys' plans for tomorrow?
Our plan is probably just to stay at home and do as little as possible.
So also be independent.
Yeah,
At home.
Yeah. Going to be independent tomorrow.
independently at home.
There
We'll
we
be
go.
independent of traffic and independent of spending money. We'll just stay at home.
Yeah, stay away from online stores.
Yeah, but who's the one who actually encouraged us to use the online stores? I'm just looking at someone below here who's just left the picture. Is the leader on encouragement? He leads everyone down the garden path. Like, get to school and it's like, okay, everything's good. And he's like, take a look at this online store. You've got to see this. Next thing, everyone's like purchasing online. We're all getting deliveries for the days. No.
What are we buying today?
I think it's partially Divan's fault, and I think the other reason is it is so easy and convenient here to actually use an online store.
Yeah.
Because you can order in the morning and have it by the afternoon. Whereas in South Africa, I don't think we ever had the luxury of
No.
ordering. We had places like Take-A-Lot and Netflorist where nobody can afford it anyway. So we were really limited to that. And now you can order a pair of shoes even for a ridiculously low price. So I think the online stores is the way to go.
That's
Who
a
did
nice.
you choose online, yeah?
That's nice.
Niels,
Yes,
did you do shoes?
yes, I ordered shoes online.
How's it working out, Bruce?
Hmm?
How's it working out? Those soles not through yet.
No, they're perfect. They're working quite well, the shoes, and no complaints. It actually worked the size. I put in my normal size, and I got it in that size, and it actually fits, and very good. I'm happy with the product that I did receive.
That's good, yeah.
Well, I think if you a normal size shoe and even with clothing, it can work for you. But our ladies that come from South Africa or Africa, it doesn't work because you cannot order clothes online. You have to fit because it will get you and it will say 3 extra large and it looks like a small. So yeah, not working for our ladies to buy clothing or shoes online. It's not worth.
That's why we stick to buying gizmos and gadgets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wireless earphones, speakers,
Azai.
microphones. How's sound, by the way? Is that S giving us a lot of trouble? Do I need to put a in front of it, or is it okay?
Nah, nothing is hunky dory.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
not.
did find it very treble at one stage, especially on the listen back. So I'm like, crumbs, you know, yeah. But
Sounds chilled. Sounds chilled.
so yeah, so that's something else. Yeah, we do a lot of online shopping for the guys out there watching, and that online shopping. Well, most of my ties I got through there. I got 2 shirts through there.
It's just convenient.
And then, but that's not a far one. And then these little close ones, you can actually order through Facebook. And then there's 1 or 2 little ones that Ivan has delved out, and sort of like on our phone. It's like, you know, like you look at Facebook on a daily basis and you go, oh, this is my friends and everything. You actually go and page through your online purchasing thing, go, I'll buy that and that today. This is like
Going through your wish list. Okay, I'll be buying that. I'll be
it's like
buying
a daily
that.
purchase. You get up, you come to school, you buy a cup of coffee in the morning, you place your online purchase, and you wait for the delivery the afternoon. It's like a natural day to you. It's like, wow.
I think both of us actually avoid the creating a wish list on the app, because otherwise you'll go into your banking app and see that you have $10. So then you go through your wish list and see what you can buy for $10.
Yeah. The longer your wish list becomes, the less your bank account becomes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's something I was talking the other day. Here's a wish list so that you do not forget to buy these items.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed at Bali number 3 anymore, okay?
Didn't
I know,
actually help
man.
you in the school body number.
That's right.
It's like
That's
making up for
online.
it.
I can take a screenshot and send it to Andres online.
No. You're banned from doing that.
So what are we buying
No
next?
more. Online shopping, because it is not a good thing. It's convenient but not good for your bank account.
It's okay. I'm not using my bank account when Andre buys stuff for himself.
You're gonna get into trouble. So yeah, but like we say, life is different in Cambodia.
Well, school's been different. Just, you know what?
Yeah.
Life has been different in general all over the place due to COVID. I mean, the world now at the moment is having its second wave and all that stuff, etc., etc., etc. However, I don't want to say Cambodia is not affected. Superficially, it's not affected that badly. In schools, that it's been affected badly. In the trade industry, it's been affected badly. In the tourism industry, it's been affected really, really badly as well. So for jobs and income and things to that effect, Cambodia has been hit really, really, really hard by the effect of COVID around. As far as people catching it or infections and that type of thing, Cambodia has been very fortunate. And I think we've got a total of 200 and something cases. I don't know who has the data on that.
I think we've got like 296, 297.
I'm just using a unsubstantiated amount. I think there's 2 outstanding or whatever. We other countries like thousands and thousands and tens of thousands. We have been very, very fortunate, but it is also from making sure everything's closed up, making sure that the airports and that type of stuff, you can't come in, checking at the airports. I mean, most of our cases, if not all, but most of them have been imports. We've had to import the virus just to be part of the world. No, I'm kidding. But no.
Return to sender.
There we go. But most of them have been from coming in and causing. So, you know, short of the fact that we don't have the numbers or that they haven't been declared, which I really don't think so. I think Cambodia has just decided, you know what, we're not going to put up with all this nonsense. There isn't, and there isn't. We'll give you our true numbers. Well, I think a lot of countries, and you know, that's to be discussed. And do try Pepper's Echo if you want to go into this type of discussion. But I mean,
Like it.
yeah, it's what?
thought it was raining.
No. But what was I going to say? I've lost my whole train of thought now. Apparently it's raining, but it's not.
Sounded like it.
No, but I don't think. I think in other countries, I think it's vastly inflated. But as I said, that's an opinion for another day and for another place, not for the Motley Mix, which is supposed to be.
Happy days. No work tomorrow. Happy days.
Things to that effect. Yeah, I haven't even switched to comments yet. No, luckily we've had no comments as well. But Motley Mix, we're not going to discuss the. Should I say the relevance of demographics or not? All I'm saying is that it has affected Cambodia really, really badly as well, in ways that it just cannot afford to be affected. So, yeah, it has been a scenario and a situation.
Yeah, it's like tourism. I think it mostly affected Cambodia's tourism because nobody can come into the country. So, yeah, that is, I think, the worst thing that happened to Cambodia with this COVID, and then also people losing their jobs and things like that. But like Andre says, nothing that hectic. I mean, we've been in Street 172 today, and there's a little place there, Blue Dolphin, that we love going to, and the food is good, but we see they're up for sale. The motel and the restaurant is up for sale, so. And there's quite a bit of businesses in that street itself, only in that street, that's closed down, that didn't make it because of this epidemic. But when it comes to affecting people health-wise, I don't think it hit Cambodia that bad.
Yeah, that's really true what you say. In fact, I was in the street just below Street 172 where you were, and I myself saw apartment for rent, a house for sale, and then two hotels that were for sale as well. So yeah, I think the tourism industry was quite badly affected by it, and I think it is in Cambodia it was more of a precautionary measure than actual cases being presenting itself, where I think it was rather a thing of being cautious towards it and rather keeping the numbers low.
Just a little bit of a quick worry. This in hot off the press, guys. It just flew in from on one of my sites, unsubstantiated at the moment. But there's a letter that said schools in Phnom Penh and Kandal to close for 14 days. All schools in Phnom Penh and Kandal province was closed for 14 days in order to prevent COVID-19, according to a letter released by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports. Update as follows. It's very, very nicely. Sophia, can you translate? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, just an announcement, a letter from the Ministry of Education that to alert all the school, some of school that are closed for 2 weeks, 14 days.
Okay, I'm not going to go into this one too much at the moment, guys. It was just a quick one there because it actually literally came through on my Telegram. Now at the moment, I think we'll have quite a bit to talk about afterwards when the show ends. Okay, right, it's time for the show to end. We need to talk about this. But yeah, and just you know what, as excuse me, as we were talking about COVID as such, that's why I say our cases might not be high, but we are affected. And Cambodia, you know what, is the last country that needs to be affected so badly. It might look on the surface not too cool, but yeah.
Maybe just a prevention from anything to go bad. I mean, I think that's why we also, when they closed our schools in the beginning, when COVID started, and the kids couldn't come to school, I think it was a good thing. It was bad and it was good. So, and then they came back to school, half in class, half at home on Zoom class. So maybe this is just something that's reoccurring, like Andre says, it's a second thing of COVID coming through. So
Yeah, second wave.
Maybe it's not that bad and it won't affect us all that bad, but let's hope and pray it doesn't.
I'm hoping not, because you know what, this first of all hits home very, very hard. At home, it hits the kids very, very hard. It hits the people very, very hard. And then it does tend to, obviously, it filters through onto teachers and everybody else in the process as well, which does make a bit of a difference. However, we're not going to, you know what, it's Sarah, it is what it is. We're going to try and do with what we can do. But, yes.
Yeah, and we all had to adapt and move.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. Hopefully nothing hectic. We're fortunate. Our students is on term break for a week, so there's 1 week that they won't be at school at all. So
You're saying our students, not ours.
It will only affect us a week, maybe, hopefully. So let's see what happens.
Fortunately, we are geared for online, which is a nice thing, guys.
Yeah.
You know what? So if anything has made us tenacious this year, is this fact of being able to do online teaching, and we have been fortunate enough to have maybe had bumps and grinds and teething problems in the beginning, but I think by the end of July we were teaching online like it was butter on bread. So, you know what, should anything like this occur, I don't think schooling will stop at all, or as I said, I don't think schooling will stop as such, but I do believe that we would be continuing on an online basis as such. But yeah, you know what, things happen, and I think it's also because I think kids were going to be allowed to come back. I mean, we were looking at previously that next week after next, or whatever, most of the children would be allowed to open up back into school again. I think it's actually just to give it a dry run flush to make sure everything is
Up and ready.
yeah, especially after the long Independence weekend and the water weekend, etc., etc. You found a lot of people away. A lot of people have gone to gatherings and groupings and things or keep on saying things to that effect. Sorry, but yeah, I think it's just to get it back onto a par again. You can never be too sure, and you know what, you want to shoot the country down and say, oh, don't put this all together, but you know what, we're actually not handling it too badly over here if you look at the rest of the world and how it's going over here. And once again, by no means do I think it hasn't hit this country hard. It has lambasted this country. But I do believe that amicably, I think it has been handled pretty honestly as such, and amicably, and where steps need to be taken, they have been taken. But we have had no figure inflations or anything to that effect. They've just said, look, you know, watch out, this isn't working, careful here, ban there. And we haven't ended up in major lockdowns, other than obviously imports closing or exports and the airports and tourism, and that, which in turn has mauled the country. I won't say harmed it, I would say mauled the country very badly as such. But yeah.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, it's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. And if it's for everybody's safety, then we have to adhere to it. It is what the government wants, so let's hope and pray it's not going to be a continuous thing and that we have to do Zoom again. But like Andre says, I think we're all into doing online teaching already because of what happened previously. So it won't be that difficult, and school will continue. It will just be online. So
Yeah.
It can work. It worked previously, so it can.
It can work in a way.
It's not the best. Well, for us, it's not the best because you can't interact with a student like you want to. But yes, we make it work. So.
Yes.
As they say, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So anyone have anything interesting that was done the week or whatever? Otherwise, I'm going to pull this to an end at the moment because we're all blowing in the wind.
Yeah,
I think everyone's like now very shocked. I shouldn't have actually pull that newspaper piece up there.
Now we want to know what's
Because
happening.
nobody knows, no one can concentrate at the moment.
Hello.
There was
Hello.
a new piece of newspaper that actually, and it didn't come basically, it hasn't come from school, by the way. So it has come from just a friend in general who actually passed on the newspaper address. Which paper was it?
It was Cambodian News English.
Yes, Cambodian News English. Yeah. So you know what? We'll have to see everything, but of course, yeah, I shouldn't have done that because it's just like put everyone into a stunned shock of silence, like, ooh,
No.
no. So what I'm going to do is say, listen, next week we're going to chat on some more. We'll find a subject to chat on. It's not necessarily going to be Cambodia. It might be what we've done for the week or how we've gone. We'll see how Independence Day goes tomorrow. And if anyone has been able to see any photos and get any photos or see any fireworks and get any photos of what's happening, although we are going to want to probably avoid crowds at the moment. So, yeah.
Especially us that's got to go back to school.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
As they say, be good, take care, and remember, if you can't be good, at least be kind.
bye guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.